Hey guys, so I'm back to do a different video. I had some errands to run, so I'm not in my BMW uniform. I did draw some eyebrows on just to give it a little flair. I'm not a makeup girl, so I don't really get dressed and put on makeup and all that, but so this is me. But anyway, so today I told you guys that I would tell you about my cousin on one of these. So today I'm gonna tell you about my cousin, and I love my cousin to death. We grew up in the same house together, pretty much per se. You understand what I'm saying? So, just to give you a little background, he pretty much always stayed with my grandmother, great grandmother, um, and I stayed with my mom. But both of our mom had their issues, and that's life. So it's like we both came together at grandma's house, and we was just always together or around or conversating or leaning on each other for different aspects in life. And um I mean, there's just no explaining it. But I was telling y'all on a different video that him and I now walk our separate paths. And let me tell y'all something. First, this hurt so bad, so bad, because it just seemed like we went from speaking every day, and in life sometimes we did speak every day and sometimes we didn't. And I don't know, that was just my cousin, y'all. But then he met that wife. He met that wife. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm bitter because I lost my cousin. I don't know if I'm bitter or was bitter because I lost my cousin, or was bitter because I wasn't the queen in his life anymore, or because now I had to live my own life without him, or that I don't fully trust her. So I don't know which area in life it was, but just to walk down that aisle, I do believe that I was a little hurt that I wasn't the queen bee in his life anymore. Because if anything happened, we would come to each other, and that wasn't the case anymore. And I guess that was okay, you know. But I think more or less, if I can be honest with y'all, YouTube, I just didn't always. She didn't always sit comfortable with me. And I learned early in the dynamics of life that when someone speaks or feels very strongly about the one they love, you don't come in between that. Like, you don't come. My father could cheat on my mother, and I would not come in between that. Like, I could literally see him, and y'all might feel some type of way, but I could literally see my dad in the interact, having an affair, cheating, in the act, whatever. I wouldn't touch it because it ain't none of my business. And sometimes people know and don't want to fucking know. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to relationships, I try to stay out of people's business because I haven't had a successful relationship. So who am I to give out information? And then, like I said, but sometimes people know and they don't want to know, because then it's going to disrupt their entire life circle. You know what I'm saying? They have to face shit that they didn't want to face, that they was happy leaving in the closet. And if they don't face it, then the other person knows it's okay. Either way, it ain't worth my time or energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I could clearly see that my cousin loves her. They're still together. Um, but there's just certain key things that always came to me in my mind that didn't really sit well with me. Like my cousin. So I love my cousin first. I respect you as a woman, but I love my cousin first. So I told my cousin, I was like, listen, you have spent your entire life working for the things you have in life. So you have a rental property, you have a company. I believe he just acquired another company. What I need you to do is get a prenup, you know? And I actually told him this twice because I felt so strongly about it. And the woman he's with is a lawyer. So if push come to shove, 15, 20 years, y'all don't feel the same. You've acquired all these assets. You've acquired it because she's a lawyer. But YouTube, she ain't really doing lawyer shit. You know what I'm saying? She's not really doing lawyer shit. She's not doing a lawyer salary. Whatever. So this is really your shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like you should protect your stuff. You know, he's like, Candy, how would you feel if a man asked you for a prenup? Then I would understand. Vice versa. If I'm out here and I'm holding it and I got it, yeah, I ask a man for a prenup. And if he asks me for one, it's fine. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's just a grain of salt. That's, oh, well, you shouldn't go in there with doubt and whatever. I'm just covering assets at this point. People change. Life changes. Roads change. Things happen that alter the way you see and react in life. So whatever, I just feel like you should be covered. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, so I'm pretty sure he went back and had that conversation with her, like, oh, Candy probably wants me to get a prenup. Because it seemed like ever since then, that's when the rift kind of started in a relationship. And it's cool because that's the way it probably should have been. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like there's a divine order. No matter how much it hurts or is discomforting or happy or sad, I feel like there is a ordained order to life. And you're going to go down that path you're supposed to go down, no matter if God got to take you there kicking and screaming. You understand what I'm saying? So you can catch the clues and go down the road easy. And sometimes it just ain't meant for the road to be easy anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just life. So anyway, so I think that was the first kind of like rift in the relationship. And then I found out that he got engaged on Facebook. Hurt like hell. Hurt like hell. Because first of all, I would have never even entertained being engaged to a guy without talking to him. And he's a grown man. He don't have to talk to me. But that's just a relationship we had. If something happened, we went to each other. So he got engaged on Facebook. And I saw it on Facebook. And I waited 3-4 days to see if he would call me and tell me he's engaged. He never called, guys. So that was like a huge shift. As y'all can see, my whole mood done changed, you know. It was a huge shift. And he was like, well, it wasn't planned, which kind of also stuck out in my head because he said it wasn't planned. See what it is, guys. He went to Kentucky, Ohio, somewhere. She was graduating law school. So he went out there. They had a huge shindig. And he was like, as soon as I got there, her sisters and her family was like, oh, this is the perfect time to ask her to marry her, you know, or to get engaged, you know. So he was like, man, I had to rush and go get the ring. And I didn't really know how to say it and this, that, and the third. And it was like, okay, you ain't find that shit strange? That you got there and all of a sudden her family was like, oh, you should propose. You should propose. You should propose. You should propose. And you did? Just like that? Like, I know my cousin to be a very, very, he's a thinker. He's strategic. He plans. Like, that's why he is so successful the way he is, because he thinks, he's strategic, he plans. And you got up there and you went off a whim? You went and got a loan for a ring? And really? First of all, it sounded like she put them motherfuckers up to that. You just happen to show up and everybody's talking about engagement? It sound like, let me tell y'all something. You either sound like magic. Some of y'all might not believe in magic. That shit is out there. You know what I'm saying? That shit is out there just like God and the devil is out there. You understand me? Angels, good and bad, they're out there. But that shit just sound like some type of magic. Like, what did they put in your food? What did they put in your drink? Because you just got out there. And as soon as you got out there, they were talking about being engaged and you went and got a ring and proposed. And you didn't even tell nobody. And even after it happened, you ain't tell nobody. All right, cool. What the fuck ever. You know? What the fuck ever. I'm gonna need you to get that prenup. Second time we're having this conversation. And that was like, okay, I know right now to stay in my place. And when you need me, you call me. And if your life is lovely, then you keep on living your lovely life. You understand what I'm saying? And then I came down for I don't know, a 4th of July or something one year. And I was like, what are y'all doing for Thanksgiving? Because we can come down for Thanksgiving and we can do a Thanksgiving shindig or whatever. And they were like, well, we got some plans for Thanksgiving, so we're not really gonna, be around. Okay, and that was totally fine. So then probably a month before Thanksgiving, I get a text message saying, hey, you're invited to the wedding. The fucking wedding? What the fuck are you talking about? And so I'm talking to my auntie or whatever, and my auntie is like, yeah, they're going to go ahead and get married, and she's tired of living, in a, what is it, when you shack up? She started, bitch, you don't go to church. You don't give a fuck about shacking up or God or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if you don't give a fuck about God, but bitch, you ain't concerned about shacking up. You are hardly fucking. But that was her argument the whole time. Oh, you got to make me your wife. I'm tired of shacking up. I'm tired of being out of God's grace. Bitch, stop. Stop. You want to lock this penis and this paycheck down. Say that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Say that shit. But whatever. So, bitch, I can't make it. Like, that's a month away. I got 3 kids. That means I got to pay for 4 people here. I got to pay for clothes for 4 people. I got to pay for food and gas. There's no way I can make that. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? And if you knew it today, you knew it when I asked you what you are doing on Thanksgiving. And why am I finding out about this through a text message? Her text message. Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you text me? You understand? Man, y'all, I was hot. I was hot. I was hot. And if I'm going to go ahead and tell the truth, after all that shit, I ain't won't go no how. I won't go no how. So anyway, so then my sisters, everybody went to the wedding, took beautiful pictures or whatever. My cousin, he called and had a little personal conversation with me about the whole situation. But then I also find out later that the house, they had it right there at the house, guys. The house was a hot mess. So who has a hot mess of a house when it's their wedding day and their entire family is there? But my family said they had to come in and clean the house. You need people to come in and clean your house on your wedding day? That right there just told me, oh, y'all some nasty motherfuckers regardless. Because ain't no way I'm going to have people come into my house on a regular day, let alone a wedding day, and my shit dirty. I mean, cabinets dirty. And I feel like I know it's true because I went there one time when I was visiting. And as the older I get, the more germaphobe I get. And I just found myself wiping down the microwave, wiping down the stove, wiping down the counters because it was just too much. I couldn't enjoy my type. I couldn't enjoy my drink. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't enjoy my chicken in a dirty kitchen. So I had to wipe shit down. So when they were telling me that, hey, we had to go in there and clean up just like an hour or 2 before the wedding started because the house was a mess. Who the fuck does that? So that lets me know that you and your family are used to this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because your family didn't come in here and clean up. You didn't come in here and clean up. Y'all used to living in a messy situation. So yeah, you got the lawyer education and the lawyer title. But you ain't a mama. And you damn sure ain't cleaning no house. You barely cook. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I guess her companionship is wonderful. And I feel like, I guess that equals 100 to him. And what equals 100 to a person, only a person knows, you know? So, but you just a ratchet ass motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? And then not only that, she was like, Candid, we had to eat the food straight out the pot. What? Bitch, what? Y'all ain't even put the shit in a serving dish? She said, no, Candy, we were going to the stove, scooping shit out the pot, putting it on our plate, and that shit was garbage. Nigga, what? Are you fucking serious? And then another family member was like, shit, I wanted to cook for the event, but she was like, oh, my family don't eat this. Bitch, is your family the only one showing up to this event? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's some magic going on because there's no way my cousin who thinks so logically is letting all this shit fly. And then just recently he talking about getting a maid. Yo, fucking woman's home like every day and you about to get a maid? Cause you can't keep up with the laundry and the dishes in the house? Oh, okay. So I don't know. I just try to mind my business. I do get a little tickled at the stories. But if I'm focused on your life and your wife and what you obviously enjoy, I'm not living my life. And I think that's the moral of the story. Don't get caught up in other people's shit. Walk your walk. Y'all are best friends. Y'all not now. Walk your walk. Your kids doing this, that, and the third. Be their parent, but walk your walk. Because in a minute, these kids ain't going to be kids no more. And you have to preserve yourself. I need to do a video on that. You have to preserve yourself. Because when them kids gone and maybe a spouse is or isn't gone, or you got to have your center. You have to have your earth. You have to have your girth. Like, you have to have you. Because shit come and go. Shit come and go. So you have to have you and let people do them. Even on the job, you know, a manager might be doing this and you don't agree with it, or an employee might be doing this and you don't agree with it, or you heard what's going on in their relationship and who they work wife is. Don't get involved. Don't get involved. It's easier to live your life. It's more peaceful to live your life. You understand? And if you feel like it, you just be there for them when they need you, you know? And if you don't feel like it, fuck it, you know? Because you don't have to be there for nobody. You understand what I'm saying? But life just is what it is. You take it and you roll with it and you keep going. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it distract you, because more than anything, it's a distraction. You ain't got your own shit going on. If you 10 toes down in somebody else's business and affairs and you always got a comment and a question and a da 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 and a da da da, you're not living your life. You're not living. Live your life. Be happy with you. Be happy for them, because at the end of the day, now I'm happy for them, because obviously whatever he lacked in life, she completed, and he's okay with that. Still think a little magic involved. Sex magic, food, drinks, chance. I don't know. But anyway, I'm out. I'm gonna make one more before I go into work today, because that's my ritual, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't making nobody else no money unless I'm making myself money first. That's real life. I'll talk to y'all later.